What's going on YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with a much loved deck, Toedscruel. Now we've played this deck on the channel a few times, but it seems to be popping off pretty well. And well, at the time of this recording, I believe one made top cut NAIC. The top 8, excuse me, I believe. I'm not sure. It's kind of getting figured out like right as we're speaking. I was just listening to the announcement and today said there was a Toedscruel. It's kind of floating up towards the top. I don't know the exact list. I don't know the exact players playing it, but if you're watching this, well, I really hope it won, because at the time of this recording, again, it is way before we're figuring that out. So I figured, you know what? Let's just hop on and get a little Toedscruel out for y'all, because I know this is a channel that loves this card. With the Protective Mycelium ability, you prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to any of your Pokemon with an energy attached to them. So you could essentially stop all Dragapult EX's damage when you put it on any bench Toedschools, Ogerpons, Iron Leaves, Squawks, Fezandipitis, whatever you name it. You're protecting it from the Dragapult EX attack, which is super nice, as well as any status condition effects such as Mind Bend from Monkey Dory, which is super relevant if you watched NAIC this past weekend. Now, one of the things I like about this list in specific is that we're rocking with the 60 HP Toedscool with the 1 retreat cost, because oftentimes that helps out a lot just to be able to pivot out of the active, and we can still protect it from the Dragapult Snipe with Protective Mycelium. And since we're playing a ton of grass attackers, specifically the Teal Mask Ogerpon to accelerate energy, we can use Colony Rush to swing for an insane amount of damage, because we do 80 damage plus 40 more for each of your bench Pokemon with a Grass Energy attached. So when you combo that with Area Zero and even the Iron Leaves, which functions as an amazing backup attacker, plus energy acceleration and switching, like switch out type Pokemon, you could swing for some insane damage very quickly with Toedscruel. So we're loving it a lot, as well as the single prize Toedscruel with Slime Mold Colony, where you prevent all cards in your opponent's discard pile to be taken back to their hand by an effect of an ability or a training card. So essentially, whatever's in the discard pile is staying there unless you're shuffling it back into the deck with something like Super Rod, which we're playing 2 copies of to make sure that we're shuffling a lot of stuff back into the deck, because we've got amazing draw between the Teal Dance, the Fezandipiti, the Restart, as well as the Research and Iono. And then for some effective, like, search, if you will, we got the Bug Catching sets to get out pretty much all of our Grass, Evolution, Energy, and Basic Pokemons, on top of 4 Nest Balls and 2 Ultra Balls just to guarantee some evolutions. I'm playing 2 copies of Pokégear in this list just to make sure I'm getting the right supporter when I want it, as well as 3 copies of Area Zero Underdepths to make sure that our bench is as big as possible every time we need it to be. Our A-Spec for the day is going to be Prime Catcher, which functions as a 3rd gusting card and can allow us to 2-4-6 many decks. And with Dragapult Charizard doing surprisingly well at NAIC, we're seeming to see a resurgence of the Charizard EX card. So I figured, you know what, with Grimmsnarl Charizard now becoming hype, let's just bring back Toedscruel and let's just counter them before they get big and tell them, hey, y'all need to tone it down a little bit. We got some amazing grass attackers lined up for y'all. Now, I do think that is pretty much it for the list. I feel like this is pretty much a stock Toedscruel. So before we hop into the rest of the video, I just want to, again, to mention, I don't know how Toedscruel did in top 8, if it actually even made it that far. I'm recording it beforehand, before the top 8 has played out. And also, I'm doing a whole lot of recording. So if I seem a little more tired or a little more out of it than normal, that is because, actually, by the time this video goes up, I think I would have already moved. I'm not 100% sure on this one specifically, but yeah, I'm in the process of moving, and because of that, I'm not going to have Wi-Fi for like 2 days, I believe, so I'm just doing a whole lot of extra recording to try and stay ahead of the game and stay on top of things. So I hope everyone is doing well, because it'll be a little bit since I touch back with a video made day before it's uploaded like I normally do. But anyways, sorry, that is just jumping into what's going on in my personal life. Let's hop into today's video and see how well Toedscruel EX can do. Welcome to match number 1. We opted to go first, and we are up against Chien-Pao EX, which is definitely not what I thought we'd be up against, but honestly, I feel pretty confident in our hand that we could get the job done. We've got a good lead. We don't have to worry about raiding Greninja, which I feels like was there the last time I played. What do you call it, Chien-Pao? But we are going to open up with, honestly, a pretty much elite start. I mean, we got a Toedscool with an energy, an Ogerpon that's already got an energy down, and a Toedscruel EX just chilling in our hand. So I can Iono right after I evolve, get some more energy down, hopefully take the opening KO against Chien-Pao, depending on how hot their start is. Now, they got the Frigibacks down and the Varoom, which can allow them to evolve. TM Evo Chien-Pao. You know what? I feel like I've officially seen it all. This is so far off of what I expected to see today, and I'm not complaining at all. I love a good Chien-Pao match. It's been a while since I've seen a list that flows super well, and you know what? If TM Evo Chien-Pao is the way to be, I mean, it's hard to hate that. Since this deck lost Irida, it has been pretty hard for it to get back to the top of the ladder in an amazing spot. Now, we do have Research and Iono. I don't think we ever hit the Research here because we have some amazing cards in our hand. Now, I could go for the Prime Catcher, bring up Arctibax, because there's a good chance I can KO Arctibax this turn, but then I would have to promote... I mean, I could bench Mew to give me the free retreat. You know what? I feel like since this is a Chien-Pao deck, and if I know anything about Chien-Pao, if you take out that Arctibax, you can do such insane damage to Chien-Pao because it'll greatly limit the damage done. So then what we want to do here is Iono. Base damage, we're swinging 120. If I can get one more energy into the hand for Toedscruel, and we can, so that's huge. So then we'll get the Teal Dance done here, because I've got 2 energy, so I've got a guaranteed attack pretty much no matter what, and then, yeah, I like this a lot. We got the Toedscool route. I could play Area 0 Underdepths, and then Latias, and then restart for 1, but I feel like that is a waste of resources when I'm fairly comfortable in the situation I'm in. I mean, unless I'm completely missing something. My opponent has a manual touch. No, they just scoop. Yeah, all right. So it's just going to get so active so early, game number 1. That is the early pressure from Toedscruel. I mean, that was a super quick one. I don't know if matches 2 and 3 will go that fast. But my God, did that feel good. Let's hop into match number 2. Let's see if we can keep the positivity rolling with Toedscruel EX. Welcome to match number 2. And despite match number 1 being insanely fast, I am pretty happy with how it went. And my opponent is playing Armor Rouge, which is pretty scary. Now, not Armor Rouge, excuse me. Actually, no. No, this is probably an Armor Rouge Ethan's Ho deck if they're playing the Black Curin, because I was going to say, that's a good paralysis on Dragapult. This is going to be a fun toolbox deck to work up against. I like her starting hand. I like it a lot. We got an energy to attach to the active. We can Iono, hopefully get our Toedscruel EX while evolving into the single prize Toedscruel. It could shut down a lot, but anyways, what I wanted, and a Legacy Energy. Okay, yes, we are playing match against match of rogue decks, which I honestly love. I mean, I think that's my favorite thing when I'm playing matches like this and just having a ton of fun, seeing what's new on the ladder. But anyways, match number 1, super quick, but I feel like that kind of showcased very well on how effective this deck can set up and how quickly, you could get going, because this deck really does start flying once you get one Toedscruel EX. Now, if that's the top deck off this Teal Dance, we're good to go, man. Some people say it's luck. I just say it's perfect deck building. I don't know. We're going to get another Toedscruel benched down right now, and then I think we're just going to swing 120. Again, 2 games, 2 perfect turn 1s. Now, am I a little stuck going into following turn? Yes. Yes, I am. That being said, I also have a set-up KO on my opponent's Black Curin EX, so I can take 2 prize cards and I'll be able to draw out of it, no problem. Because between 2 prize cards and a top deck, I'm confident that one of those cards is going to be some form of a supporter, Bug Catching Set, Pokégear, something like that I think will help us keep going. A Fezandipiti, a Mew, all the things that could set us up. Like, there's a lot we could draw into, which could help us keep the ball rolling. Now, my opponent does have the Nest Ball. They could get out one more Pokemon to their bench. Excuse me, I apologize. I got hit with the wave of tired from the full day of packing, and now here we are trying to get out a couple recordings to get me through the weekend. My opponent does play the Nest Ball for the Ethan's Ho-Oh, as well as the Earthen Vessel to get him 2 energy and to get rid of Superior Energy Retrieval. Although, you know what? As huge a discard as that is, I guess it makes sense, because if they don't have Boss KO on this guy, that Superior Energy Retrieval is absolutely useless. So they're going to need the evolution into Armor Rouge to be able to pull off the Ice Age attack, or they could go Black Frost. And then they do 30 damage to themselves. They do 250, which does whiff a KO, but it could set up for some nice damage. And they play their own Area 0 Underdepths, so that is absolutely fine by me. They get rid of a boss. That's big. That is really big. Now, can we dodge the attack here, or are they going to pull off the Black Frost? As annoying as that would be, I guess with our hand, it would be atrocious, right? Now, they could retreat and go in with Ho-Oh EX. It can move all the energy to Ho-Oh, again, assuming they actually have the evolution into Armor Rouge. And they could take the KO, and we would be doing absolutely nothing. But if they don't have that retreat, I really don't know how they follow up this turn. I mean, I feel like it's going to be kind of tricky. They have the Nest Ball. They're searching deep, but maybe they prized, like, both armor issues. I feel like this deck plays, what, like one or two of them? Oh my god, they're playing the Hearthflame Mask, Ogerpon as well. That does the more damage for an evolution, right? Yes, it does, although it doesn't really matter because we're weak to fire. So making it through this matchup is not going to feel great. My opponent retreats into Charcadet, which tells me they do not have what they need for the KO. And we're going to top deck a Research, which is phenomenal, so that I can energy switch this energy down onto the Toedscool here, because this is probably going to be another Toedscruel EX. They don't seem to be doing many damage counters to bench, so I don't need the energy on the single prize Toedscruel. If I have an extra manual attachment, I could always throw it there, but for now, we're going to honestly draw into a pretty phenomenal hand here, especially, you know what, if I could get out Mew EX... Or no, because I do have actually just the retreat. We are serving 120. If nothing else, I could take out Kieran, but I would really love to take out the Ho-Oh with the extra energy. Because that's also their only Ho-Oh in play. Let's go double tier. No, do I Bug Catching Set? Because I do want Mew, just to keep the energy in play, but also give me the pivot. So I'd rather thin the deck with Bug Catching Set right now. We'll take the Iron Leaves and the energy. Mew EX was up there. I don't know in what order, because of the cards I took, but that's fine. I mean, my deck is theoretically thinner, so I could hit a Nest Ball or Mew EX now. We get an Iono. It's not going to help us too much. What do I get off this Teal Dance? Is it anything, or am I going the manual retreat route? It's another Ogerpon, so I got one more Teal Dance before I think of absolutely anything that I'm doing. So let's get this guy smack down here. I get my own Area 0 Underdepths as well as an energy. Now I'm swinging for 240 damage, so I could Prime Catcher up. I feel like Ho-Oh is always our play, right? It takes out their energy acceleration, but it's also a phenomenal attacker in this deck, which could set up some amazing healing. It's 2 prize cards. Yeah, I feel like we always go Ho-Oh here, because then I go Prime Catcher, bring up Ho-Oh. We could, I guess, throw the Toedscruel up, because then we just have the manual attach and retreat, which feels pretty sweet. And then we should still be swinging for 240. And then we also have a Iron Leaves EX in the back end, which, again, if absolutely necessary, could be a KO on Blackheart, which feels sweet. So I'll take my 2 prize cards here and jump pretty far ahead. I get a Budew and an Energy. Now, those aren't insane cards. Honestly, I feel like next turn we could just go for Research. I don't think this is a turn where we need Iono. If they get rid of their own stadium, I could play my Area 0 Underdepths, but I'm not sweating it too much since I'm seeing they're also playing Area 0. They tried to go Night Stretcher, but that, again, is going to get shut down by the Slime Mold Colony, so they're not going to be able to take the Ho-Oh back, which means they're in a very, very tricky spot. Now, they could leave Blackheart in the active. That is just a single prize Pokemon, but it would waste their energy, and they got a superior energy retrieval to get rid of an energy plus Kieran, but again, it is going to do absolutely nothing, and Pokégear to end the turn, they get the Professor's Research. So they would have had to bin every card in their hand anyway since they got the Research, so it really does not matter that they did waste, you know, those recovery cards. But what's important is that when they inevitably get the boss KO on this Toedscruel, they are already down 2 superior energy retrievals and a Night Stretcher, so that's already a lot of recovery. So when they do get that eventual boss KO on the single prize Toedscruel, we don't have to worry about them having much recovery left. And actually, you know what, we're not going to have to worry about much of anything at all, because that is the guaranteed positive record for the day. We are 2-0 with Toedscruel EX. Yo, I'm telling you, this deck feels so good right now. I mean, those first 2 games, I mean, you saw how clean they were. We are just hammering our opponent down. We are getting some solid draws. We've had some decent sequencing, especially that game number 2 to get us there. I'm happy to see it. Let's hop into match number 3 and see if we can guarantee the perfect record with the lad Toedscruel EX. Welcome to match number 3. This might be one of the most perfect hands I've ever seen. I mean, this feels so good. We're gonna easily go double Ogerpon here. Now, I really don't hate excuse me, oh my god. Almost choked for a second. The manual attach onto the active just because I have the Toedscruel EX and the Professor's Research next turn. I don't think I need to Ogerpon because if I do whiff the Energy Switch, I am going to be in a bit of trouble. Now, the thing about Terapagos is they cannot use Unified Beatdown if you go second during your first turn, which my opponent is doing. So I think I kind of just like the pass here. Now, they might be playing Tank Terapagos, which could be hard. I mean, you know, they will be going for the super tank route, and there's not going to be much we can do about that other than two-shot them, and no, they're actually going in with Crispin, probably to still get the 2 energy down, right? Yeah, you got the fire energy, you're playing the EVEX, okay, so Flareon's going to be pretty difficult, and you got the psychic energy, so maybe this is some sort of, like, Sylveon, Flareon, Terapagos box, I'm not sure. A lot of Terra Pokemon going on. Flareon is something we have to worry about, as well as Sylveon, honestly. Shuffling the right bench Pokemon back into the deck with a bunch of energy could be very difficult to work around, but, I mean, I'm pretty confident we can work around it. Now, my opponent, again, did get 2 energy down, but because of Unified Beatdown's text, you actually cannot attack, so we're just going to see a pass for a turn, and I'm going to top deck in energy, which is absolutely fine by me. I think here is where I start to Teal dance, again, just because I have the research, which feels pretty amazing. I'll get another Toedscruel EX. However, I don't know if this is the Toedscruel I want to play. I think here, since I'm in a pretty dominant position, I want to go bench Fez, bench Latias, and rip a research. I want to dig for the single prize Toedscruel and just stop any form of recovery that we might see. Now, this wasn't the world's best hand to draw into, but it's all good. I mean, I'm not sweating it too much. We got an extra energy to attach to the active. We got 2 energy down on our benched Ogerpons. We're swinging a good 160, which honestly right now is great 2-shot numbers. If my opponent has a boss KO on something, I mean, I guess that's a little annoying, especially if it is something like Fezandipiti, but I mean, hey, we got a boss's orders in hand, if nothing else. I could fight for a KO next turn on on EVEX, excuse me. I was about to say Mute EX, and they get the Flareon, so if they just evolve into Flareon and get 2 energy down on that guy right now, I mean, there's not going to be much we could do about it. However, my opponent is going to need more than a Burning Charge, because Burning Charge only does 130 damage, multiply that by 2, you're doing 260, we would live with 10 HP, so they would need either a Sparkling Crystal or some Energy Switch and Free Retreat route, just to make sure that they're getting the Cardinalian attack off, but if they do that, and they go Sparkling Crystal, okay, and Night Stretch, man, what I would have done to have the single prize Toedscruel in my hand, just to stop. Actually, there's nothing they could recover. I guess they could retreat, and they could take back the fire energy, and again, they go Burning Charge, but it's like, is that really the best play? I'm not sure. They leave me with 10 HP. Now, I do, and they go Iono. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, they do miss the KO. My hand is a little dead. I could go Boss KO on Terapagos, but no, they're just going to give me a new hand with double Energy Switch Toedscruel. All right, well, I mean, that feels pretty good. I could move both the energies. Well, I mean, if I go for a retreat, I would need Prime Catcher or something to pull off an insane play. But also, ideally, I could get, like, Area 0 Underdepths, and I can somehow pull off a KO on their active. I think that would be the most devastating thing I could do. We'll see what energy they attach to their bench. They get the Psychic and the Water. Is it Psychic, Water, Electric for Sylveon? I don't totally remember right now, but I do have an Ultra Ball. Now, I don't want to Ultra Ball away this Toedscruel because I already have one in the discard pile. So what I might do here is double energy switch for sure, just in case. Because these Ogerpons are going to be very easy to get energy down onto them. So I think we put one on the Toedscruel. We're going to energy switch the 1 energy here onto the Fezandipiti. And then, do I just go right now in with the double Toedscruel so I have a backup attacker? I feel like, you know what, at this point, it's not the end of the world. I want to guarantee my backup attacker. They're ripping Iono. And, oh, the game froze a little bit there. That was kind of scary. We're going to go Iono. I don't know if I have the single prize Toedscruel, right? So I don't want to Ultra Ball for it or something, and then it's prize. Well, okay, it's not prize, it's right there. But I do have a full bench of energy now because I'm going to have 2. Well, I'll be 1 short, but I mean, hey, we could totally get an energy off this, right? And then we got a great manual attachment, right? Come on, speaks to me. Give me something. Give me an energy or a Bug Catching Set off this. Area 0. That's a little painful. We're swinging, what, 240? I need 1 more energy. Alright, so we have to play this, and I gotta dig. I gotta dig deep for this one. So we could go... Mew could give us Restart, which isn't bad. Can I even push the Restart? I could play 2 cards. I could play those. Right? Yeah, and then I could restart for one. Does feel pretty bad, but you know what? Honestly, moving an energy from Fez to Mew's a fine backup attacker. And then I could play the Pokégear and just fail it. I mean, I fail it anyways. So if I could just hit one energy off this restart and take a KO, that would be the world's coolest thing. And no, I get an Ultra Ball. All right, well, there's nothing I'm going to Ultra Ball for, so I am just going to Colony Rush 240, which feels pretty awful. That is not ideal. I was really hoping I could fight for a KO there. I was not able to. I dug as best as I could, and I fell a little bit short, which happens. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I do have an Iono in hand. So I think I'll have, one left? Because I got 3 Research, 3 Iono, so we're fine to Iono here, too. I'm not too worried about losing all my supporters out. And at this point, we have so much energy and, draw. Once they take a KO, we get access to flip the script. I mean, we're going to be drawing very, very well at that point. They got their own Fezandipiti down, but we did not take a KO, so they are going to need another Burning Charge to get some extra energy down. And no, they just say, hey, here's another Iono. I'm going to give you 3 more cards into your hand. I know they are not happy about that, but it's safe to say I'm not complaining at all. Especially when I got the manual attached to that bench Toedscruel EX in hand. Just because I was a little prepped in case, I whiffed the KO with Toedscruel EX, and thank gosh I was, because if I had the single prize Toedscruel there, I honestly have no idea what I would do. I would not feel great. I would be short a good bit. Now, they do get the single prize Fan Rotom out with Assault Landing. They could switch into Fan Rotom and go for a swing there. That would not be ideal. Because they'd have a single prizer in the active. I'd need some sort of gust, but no, they're going to go Burning Charge, take the first 2 prize cards, and we'll see where they attach the energy. I think here we want to go boss on whatever Pokemon has the most energy attached. They got, that Flareon needs to go. A Flareon with 4 energy? Yeah, good night. Alright, I think we always promote Mew in a situation like this, right? Yeah, that doesn't feel too bad. I love it. I love a Toedscool here, because now I do want to get the single prize Toedscool out. I could even Rod this turn, and I could bring back like Toedscruel EX and 2 energy. Doesn't feel awful either. Do I ever Nest Ball? Is there anything I need? I mean, we might as well. I don't need... Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's Nest Ball. I could take out Iron Leaves. Maybe I just go another Toedscool. I don't need Iron Leaves. I think we wait to draw into that, because I need to play for my hand on some bench to get the ability. So yeah, we'll just take the other Toedscool here, because we're fine. Area 0 is going to do me absolutely nothing, which is cool. I don't think I'm too worried about that yet. I'm going to flip first, just to see if I get another energy, because I do need to take a KO on something, and I get a Prime Catcher Energy. That is, those are the 2 best cards I could have asked for, because now we've got a manual attachment here. And then I've got a Teal Dance on this guy to spread an energy, because right now we're not doing 280. We were 1 short, which we learned last time, right? We're doing 200, no, 200 because they took the KO. Okay. So we still definitely Teal Dance here. I need to dig for my last energy switch, because I believe last turn I used 3 of them, which is insane. Yeah, I did. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to Rod now then. I really want to dig for that 4th energy switch, which, I mean, did I even check if it was prized? No, absolutely not. I'm just going to give my opponent a new 4, and I mean, I don't miss these. I don't even know why anyone in the comments was worried at all about, this is the wrong play. No, we hit these every time. We go energy switch right down onto the Toedscool, so that I could get a Toedscruel in play at some point. Now I got no energy switch left, so I really want to just beef my deck up with everything needed. I'm going to need 1 more attacker and then 2 more energy, just to make sure I've got the ball rolling for the rest of the game, and we should have a Colony Rush for 280 damage, leaving my opponent with 4 energy that they had ready to set up swing 280. I took it away. So now they're sitting with 1 energy on the Flareon, and that Flareon has 30 HP. So if I absolutely need to, I could even... No, I can't go in with Mew EX. I can't get 2 energy down. I used all 4 energy switch. I was going to say I could, genome hacking, go Burning Charge, try to set up some extra energy, but that's not actually going to do anything. They're going to go flip the script, and we'll see what cards they could draw into. Now, if they do get them knocked out, it could be a little bit tricky, because they'll have some guaranteed cards coming their way, and they got the Terra Orb, but Terra Orb is not something I'm scared of. You've already got your Flareon EX. What I need to dodge is a Crispin this turn. Carnelian is the one thing I'm worried about. If they got a Carnelian this turn... I mean, well, they got a Carnelian this turn. There's really not much I can do about that. They'll jump up another 2 prize cards. What I need is for them to whiff here. If they could whiff here, we're in a great spot. I still don't think I ever retreat. Yeah, they got the Ultra Ball for knocked out. Okay, so they got a guaranteed Crispin. They're swinging for 2 prize cards. That's all right though, right? I mean, they could go Terapagos the following turn. Their bench is full, so they are swinging absolutely max damage. But if they Carnelian, they're not getting extra. I'm in my brain, the way I was mathing, I was like, oh, they go Carnelian and then they get 2 energy down onto Terapagos. That is not how it works. You got Night Stretcher, that's fine. I'm going to try to get out the single prize Toedscruel the following turn as well, just because I have no idea what you're taking out. Take out the Electric Energy. Okay, you can attach that to the active, then you have Crispin in hand. Ooh. But if you go Burning Char... No, you Carnelian, you take the KO, you have no energy in play. You go Burning Charge, you whiff the KO, you get energy in play, but then I'm guaranteeing myself 2 more prize cards before you, which doesn't feel great either. I think we're kind of in an amazing scenario here. Like, my opponent is in a really, really tricky spot. We know they got Crispin, but if I could dig out Iono this turn too, they go Carnelian. Yeah, they got no energy in play, so we just have to KO their active, and we're good to go. We do know that, 2 Toedscruel is in the deck? 1 Toedscruel? 1 Toedscruel is in the deck. So we always promote Mew. It's our free retreat pivot. We don't know if we need to take this guy out with Teal Mask Ogerpon, which would be less ideal, or Toedscruel EX. I get a Research, which I don't think I want to do. I think this is an Iono type of turn. And I do like the Ultra Ball here as well. So what do I need? What do I need to search for most importantly? I want to guarantee myself Toedscruel EX off Bug Catching Set would be the most ideal. So I think but I want to say flip for after I get Iono. So I'd like to get that stuff now. So let me go Bug Catching Set here. Let me see what I hit. And I get Iron Leaves 2 energy, which I don't really want. So I will just take the double energy, because that's 2 Teal Dances. Which is actually, yeah, that's a manual attached to this Toedscruel. So I've got an attacker and then 2 Teal Dances, which is awesome for us. I don't need to swing for much damage. I literally just need a base attack because we're swinging 30 damage. So let's get the energy down on this guy. And I get the single prize Toedscruel, which is huge. I am absolutely going to love that over here. And then I'm going to go with the Teal Dance onto this guy. And then I think we rip the Pokégear because my hand will be... Actually, no, we got Ultra. Now we got perfect Ultra Ball. I'm going to get rid of Squawk and Nest Ball. I really don't need these. We're going to take the Toedscruel EX. I've got 1 Iono in the deck. Now, I think what we do is we go Pokégear, see if we hit the Iono. If we don't, we could restart and then flip, which feels okay. But no, we hit the Iono. So I get rid of the Crispin in their hand and I put them down to 2 cards. That was really the biggest thing. And then I don't mind a flip here because I'm going to go down to 4, which isn't a huge hand. However, my deck isn't really that big at this point either. I guess I'm kind of just looking for boss's orders. I am a little bit scared of decking out. That's something I need to be pretty conscious of. But, I mean, hey, that's a fine top deck card to get there. We do have the Rod, which feels pretty good. I don't think I need to use it here, though. I think we're okay. I'm not 100% sure if there's anything I need to recycle, because we don't have another Toedscruel out. But I guess I could get it if I take Toedscruel and energy. But I don't even know if there's energy left in the deck. No. Because then if I just get 1 energy and a Bug Catching Set, we got KO and Terapagos, we're fine. We go 240. We take the KO. We go up to... we tie them with 2 prize cards left. And we see if my opponent has any way to take game. They have no Hoots to evolve into Knocked Owl this turn. I did just Iono Crispin to the bottom of their deck, and I got a Boss's Orders Energy, which should just guarantee me game. In hand / on board, I mean, right now we're swinging for what? 80 plus... what is it? We got 160 plus 80. That is 240. Hey, we got game. I mean, you need a Charm on your active Terapagos. You got a Latias, which is, again, not going to save you, but you're thinning the deck 1 card, so you can flip the script 3 cards deeper. You also shuffle the deck up, which is big, because now that Crispin could be something you draw into. And if it is, and you got Crispin 4 game, no, you go Knocked Out. You don't got it. You don't got it. Did they flip already? No, they did flip already. Yeah, because... they have a big hand. I didn't even think about that. Okay, this is fine. You're giving Knocked Owl. I know you don't got it. And, well, Boss is sitting in my hand, and I was pretty confident that I could dig out Boss if I did not have it. I had a bunch of items I could have played. You go Boss's Orders yourself! Oh, no. Oh, no. Alright, well, this is something I cannot work around perfectly, because that is a 2 retreat cost. Alright. So then what do I... No, wait, this is... We're built for these. We're built for these, right? Because I can... You may switch it to your active Pokemon. If you do, you may move any amount of energy from your other Pokemon to this guy. Okay, that's fine. So we need to get pretty much all of our extra energy down right now, which is going to Teal Dance me out, but then I could just Rod back. So in case I did mess this up in my head, I'm fine, but this is why we play the one copy of Iron Leaves. I was enlightened on the Battle VIPs podcast, which you guys should go check out. You know, how this is such a phenomenal switch pivot, and I'm experiencing it right now. So we'll take out another Toedscool. It really doesn't matter at this point. I just want to make sure there's cards in my deck in case I missed my math. So then we're going to bench this guy. Should proc the ability Rapid Vernier, which means I would love to use it. Put it in the active spot. We're going to take a couple energy off these guys here, and then it's just a 1 energy retreat. Okay, I was thinking it's a 2 energy retreat. We're fine. We retreat. We go back into Toedscruel EX. I don't think I used a manual attachment, but we are swinging 280, which is plenty to take out Terrapagos. If we needed to hit 320, we definitely could have, because I had Bug Catching Set for the energy that is in my deck to manual attach, so that worked for us as well. And, oh, I didn't even need, that's right, Latias just says free retreat on basic Pokemon, so that's pretty cool. Regardless, is that 3-0 or is that 2-0? That's 3-0, right? Because we went Chien-Pao, and then I don't remember if that's the second or third game. I'm going to find out right now, because I have no idea what is going on. That's the third game. What did we even play in the second game? Oh my god, it was the Ethan's Ho-Oh box. That's right. Oh my god, we had 3 great rogue matchups. Yeah, I love seeing that. Proves how tired I am. All this moving is stressful, man. If you've been through a move recently, God bless you. It is tiring stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this video. I definitely had a ton of fun recording it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. With that being said, can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Go check out the Battle VIPs podcast. It has its own YouTube channel. It supports the Draw Pass TCG team. It's home of the Draw Pass TCG team, so it's an amazing channel. Go check it out. It's a ton of fun to record on it. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay epic. Peace.